In 2001, my parents made a decision that quietly decided our family's place in the social hierarchy. At that time, I was just a student entering the most competitive education track in Korea. We were moving to Gangnam, not for luxury, but for survival in the Sky University race. My parents had a budget of 300 million Korean won, which was about $250,000 back then. In the context of 2001, this was a significant amount of capital. It gave them a choice between two diametrically opposed lifestyles. My father, with a cold investor's eye, pointed at a crumbling 5-story walk-up apartment in Banpo. It had no elevator, the pipes leaked rusty water, and the parking lot was a battlefield every night. My mother, understandably, wanted a life of dignity. She pointed at a brand new 20-story luxury high-rise in Bangbae, just a few miles away. It had marble floors, a gym, and a sense of arrival. One chose land value, the other chose consumption value. Today, I'm going to break down the cold, hard mathematics of that 25-year social experiment and why choosing comfort can be the most expensive mistake of your life. Let's look at the anatomy of these two properties. In Bangbae, the luxury condo was finished. It was at its peak aesthetic value the day we moved in. But in the world of finance, a building is just a depreciating asset. Every year, the elevators get louder, the lobby looks more dated, and the technology becomes obsolete. You are paying for the paint and the amenities. In Banpo, the apartment was a matchbox. It was an eyesore. But it occupied something that could never be manufactured, the riverfront. In the Gangnam framework, we don't see the crumbling walls. We see the plot ratio and the zoning rights. My father understood that the building was worthless, which meant we were buying the dirt at a discount. 25 years later, the results are staggering. The Banpo Matchbox was demolished and reborn as a world-class luxury landmark. Its value soared from $250,000 to over $4.5 million. The luxury tower in Bangbae, it's still a nice building, but it's now old. Its value sits at $2 million. That $2.5 million gap is the tax my family would have paid for 25 years of having a nice lobby and a working elevator. In finance, we call this the opportunity cost of comfort. Why did this gap widen so violently? It's because of the global engine of quantitative easing. Since 2001, central banks have been on a money printing spree. Whether it's the Fed or the Bank of Korea, the supply of fiat currency is expanding at an exponential rate. When you flood the system with liquidity, that money doesn't distribute evenly like rain. It's like a flood that settles into the lowest, most secure points of the valley. That money flows directly into scarcity. You can always build another Bangbei-style luxury tower in the suburbs or even in other parts of the city, but you can never build more Banpo-style land. This is why the same pattern is now repeating itself in select US zip codes. Think about the zoning laws in places like the West Village in Manhattan or the historic pockets of Palo Alto. When the Fed prints money, it doesn't make all houses go up. It makes the irreplaceable houses explode in value while the others just barely keep up with inflation. If you are standing in the wrong zip code when the inflation wave hits, You are effectively subsidizing the wealth of those standing in the right one. So, how do you identify the BAMPO of the United States? Most American investors are trapped in the cash flow mindset. They look for 8% yields in the Midwest, but the elite are looking for asset compression. They are looking for the dirt that the global 1% must own. Don't be fooled by the new construction smell. In the US, look for areas with geographic constraints. Cities surrounded by water or mountains where sprawl is impossible. Look for institutional gravity, places where the world's most powerful companies and universities are anchored. If you have to choose between a brand new mansion in a sprawling suburb of Phoenix and a tiny, outdated condo in a prime, landlocked street in San Francisco or NYC, choose the dirt. Buy the inconvenience that sits on irreplaceable land. In 20 years, you won't care about the kitchen cabinets you didn't have. You will care about the social hierarchy you managed to climb. My parents' story isn't just a memoir, it's a warning. We all make this choice every day with our capital. We choose between the luxury of today and the freedom of tomorrow. Look at your own home. Is it a bangbe, a beautiful consumer good that is quietly eating your potential? Or is it a bampo, a strategic anchor that is catching the wind of global inflation for you? If inflation is inevitable, the only real question is, where are you standing when it hits? I'm the observer. See you in the next framework.